Hello, everyone. This is the Mental Health Collective Talking Rubbish Podcast. This is episode 6 with Gallops and Off Rami from Lostboy. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Welcome.
It's awesome to finally do this.
Yeah, thanks for making time. We've been excited to do this for a while because we love both of you, especially Gallops. Gallops has been just great with like just setting everything up for us and just communicating everything for us, but also just to finally meet you off. I mean, we are big fans of everything you guys have done. The music and the NFTs are awesome, and I want to get to all of that, but I just love the project as a whole, and I'm glad that you guys set aside time to talk to us. So thanks and
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you, man. Honestly, it means a lot, and I couldn't agree more. Galaxy is an amazing person, and always a pleasure to work with. And I'm super excited for the future at Lost Boy, and especially this partnership that we have going on with you guys as well.
You guys are way too kind, way too kind. Yeah, but yeah, thank you for having us. And just like Rami said, I'm really excited about this partnership, especially what you guys bring to the table. And you don't ask for anything in return. I know it's not like actual therapy sessions or whatnot, but just being there, giving people your time and maybe advice here and there, running your daily spaces, like Monday through Thursday, and not doing all this without even launching an NFT collection, and that's something most people do prior to even giving all that, I guess you could call it, utility. So that's why I talked to you both, and I loved our conversations. I loved everything you guys stood for, and I'm just excited to grow together, especially when it comes to just spreading mental health awareness, and helping people, whether it's get on the right track or talk to, just let things out or whatnot. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, we know that we're awesome, so you don't have to tell us. I'm kidding. but today's about you guys. Like we the
There's a
big
there's
the,
a bit there's a bit of truth behind that. Go on now.
but like the one of our favorite reasons for a lot of the things we do is that we try to just give back, especially to our partners and to anybody who like listens to us or just participates with us. Like by us doing this, they get to learn about you guys and they get to have content if like they're on a ride home or have like maybe they're feeling lonely. At least they get to hear people talking rubbish in the background, right? And today we like this because we want to shine the spotlight on you guys and who you guys are, what you guys have done, where you guys have come from, what you guys have accomplished, and where you guys are going. So, I guess my first question would be, Gallus and Rami, can tell us about yourselves. Who are you guys?
Should I go first, Caleb?
Yeah, go for it.
Um, well, I'm someone who's. I think the best way to describe myself is, I genuinely believe I'm a creative, and I'm also a huge daydreamer, and I have this vision for creating like a project that is not your regular project. Me and Gallups have this vision of creating something that's somewhat revolutionary when it comes to music NFTs, and I like can say that with full confidence that we are like well on our way with developing these things when it comes to music NFTs. But a little backstory. My name's Rami. My artist name is Off Rami. I've been making music now for around 7 to 8 years. Um, I studied recording arts at Full Sail in Orlando, but I never lived in the U.S. prior to that. I was born in the UAE, and I was raised in Lebanon. And music has always been my passion, and it's always something that I've been wanting to pursue ever since I was a kid. Like I remember showing my mom a full like tutorial videos of like this one guy playing the keyboard, And ever since I'll never forget, ever since I saw that video, I was just so curious about the whole process of making music, not being the forefront artist. I was just very curious in the production of music, and that's when I decided I wanted to learn more about it. And the more I learned about it, the more I fell in love with it. And that's when I also decided that I want to, do something out of this. I want to build a full on career out of music production. And after I graduated, I was fortunate enough to be able to go to take the typical route and go to Los Angeles and pursue some internships just to get my foot in the door. I tried to get internships at any studio in Los Angeles, you name it. I was like cleaning bathrooms, doing it all honestly, and that's when I realized I don't want to be an engineer. Like I don't want to be a recording engineer. I want to be more involved in the creative process of um, making music, and that's when I left everything. I went back to Lebanon to stay at my parents because I couldn't afford rent in LA, and I just decided to make music day in and day out. And a couple of years later, I made enough money to go back to LA. So I went back to LA, and that's where the whole vision of Lostboy came about. It was actually one random day at the studio where I like I mentioned, I'm pretty much a full on like daydreamer. I'm always lost, no pun intended. But one day, someone that works at the studio was like, they started nicknaming me Lost Boy, and that's literally, by the way, how the whole idea of Lost Boy came about, and the logo and the vision of Lost Boy and everything. And prior to NFTs, Lost Boy has been releasing music for quite some time now. We've released over 150 songs on all DSPs. The majority right now is lo-fi music, but we do look forward to releasing other genres, because that's not the genre I produce as a main artist. So we are looking to expand into other genres in the future when we see it like fitting, in the direction that we want. But yeah, that's pretty much my story. I love racing. It's been my most recent obsession. I'm obsessed with go-karts and driving. I love building Legos, and I'm a generally anxious person. Like I don't usually speak in public and stuff like that, but you guys made it very comfortable from the beginning, so this was pretty easy to do. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Galaxy, it's your turn.
I finally know. I've always wondered about like where the Lost Boy stuff came from. So I'm happy that you shared that, because like now I'm like, oh, that actually. What about you, Galax? Oh, sorry, I got rambling.
That's literally, like, I really don't want to sound so self conscious, but if you ever um, look at the main logo of Lost Boy and you see how the legs are spread out somewhat like a duck, um, that's genuinely how I stand. Like I like, true story. I walk like that. You can ask Gallops too. So um, that's literally how we came about with the logo as well. But yeah, that's how the idea of Lost Boy came about.
Yeah. I guess it's my turn to go ahead. My story isn't that interesting, but um, yeah, here we go. Rami and I have been childhood friends. Um, I was also born in I was actually born in Lebanon and then moved to the States, to Florida when I was 17, during my senior year of high school. And that was maybe the first time I actually uh, suffered any kind of like mental, I don't want to say mental health issues, but maybe like slight depression, right? Because you're a kid, you want to graduate with friends and whatnot, and then moving out of the country, um, starting a new life, whatever, during your senior year, wasn't the best. But I always did it I always thought of my family first. I don't want to make things harder. So, I mean, that's the type of guy I am. Just take it in and move forward, you know. Um, and but doing that, you know, has caused me issues in the future, which is why now I really preach to not just take things in. You know, if something's bothering you, then talk about it. You know, and you don't need to cause an issue. Just talking about it, writing about it, sharing it is more than enough. And it'll help you move forward easier in life. Besides that, I was always interested in, you know, nutrition, working out, sports in general, gaming. I'm a big gamer. Been gaming since I was like I don't know, 6, 7 or whatever. So I'm big on gaming, and my background is in engineering. That's like a typical path to take. I'm not creative at all. That's why I love creatives. You know, I really appreciate the way they think, how they bring things to life. I think it's very impressive, you know, and I don't think anyone can do that. So I've always been a fan of creatives. I like supporting creatives, because I like to see what they can, you know, come up with and what they can, you know, produce for the world to see or hear. But yeah, my background's in engineering. I did that for 5 years until you know, COVID hit and depression started again, right? And I was like rethinking my life choices, you know, and that's when I quit full time, to find out what I really want to do in life, and eventually ended up doing this with Rami. And you know, I couldn't ask for a different person to do this with, uh, because we share pretty much the same values. I think music and mental health, you know, go both ways. Like, we're not experts, right? We don't have any knowledge in the field or in the mental health field, but we've been through things before, and we want to be there for those who are going through like hardships now, right? I've always wanted to, I guess, help guide people in the right direction, or try to do so. And that's what we're gonna continue to preach at Lostboy, while building music, you know, while getting deeper into the Web3 space, and just growing the brand in general. Um, I think that's about it.
So you were a gamer, and that's probably
Yeah.
why you're so good with Discord. Mens told me that he was like the gamer too, and he's awesome with Discord. So that's my guess, right?
I've been using Discord for like, before Discord, we used to use something called like Ventrilo, and there was TeamSpeak. And I used Discord, I think the first time like 20, I can't remember, maybe 2013 or so. It was like our main go-to for World of Warcraft raids. And yeah, yeah, I love.
Do you remember?
Uh,
This is one for you though. Do you remember IRC, or am I showing my age there?
no, I don't remember the.
Yeah, I think I'm showing my age there. That's for I used to
Old.
play Counter Strike back in the day. And we basically were in these IRC channels getting Counter Strike
Oh,
private
gotcha,
matches.
gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've never used that. So when I used to play Counter Strike as well, and but we used to play LAN, and yeah, that was fun, man. I love gaming in general. I'm a pretty competitive person as well. So like anything I do, I just want to compete and be the best, even. And I think it started with like gaming and then sports, and then I turned that into like my college days. I just wanted to ace everything, you know, and now it's the same with, you know, and anything that's to do with like what we're doing, you know, Web3 or Lost Boy. Like, I just genuinely want to be the best. I know it's hard. I know it's cringy, or it's like cliche or whatnot, but that's pretty much like in my nature. I can sit days or weeks or whatever doing the same thing over and over again. So uh, I guess
You know,
that's
I just want
yeah.
I just want to say something. Yusuf, I mean, yeah, Gallups always says that he's not a creative, and I completely disagree about that because Gallups is the one that always comes to me with the future visions and future like projects that we should develop for Lost Boy, because of how much research he does and because of how much he studies the space. He always finds a way to do this like deep in research and find a way to twist it around and find something that Lost Boy can push forward into that direction. So I think you should give yourself some credit for that because you literally are uh, like a major backbone in the project because of how many ideas you have, and that's creativity in itself. When you come up with all these new ideas to develop for the project, that's creativity on its own. You know what I mean? So stop saying you're not creative.
It sounds a lot
I mean,
like
I just can't produce music or draw draw.
You are a creative in your own world, bro.
yeah. I was gonna say it sounds a lot like me and Funge. I'm always like throwing ideas at him. I've got ideas for like the next 5 years, but
Every morning I wake up to like 5 new men's ideas for the mental health book.
Yeah, me too, literally. And whenever I try to throw in an idea, because I'm not technical whatsoever, that's Gallups' work. Um, the first thing I tell him before I throw an idea or something like about something we want to build for the future, he tells me, I just tell him like straight up, like I tell him, listen, I might be talking out of my ass right now, but and correct, and if it doesn't make sense, just forgive me. But can we do this, and that? That's literally how like most of it starts, and then he brings me to my senses, and most of the time he tells me, yeah, that's a great idea, but it's gonna take some work, some work to get there.
yeah, I said you. I know you said you've obviously Gallups comes up with lots of different ideas, and I know you're like very flexible with what you try out within Lost Boys. I know you're always like exploring different avenues, and you're really honest with your community about it. Do you feel it helps being like quite flexible with what you were experimenting with within Lost Boys?
I think it does. I think it does because since day one, we've been super transparent with our community, and everything we do has been so genuine, from the start. And it's not like we are doing anything that we're not familiar with. I mean, we do have to give some credit to ourselves at the same time because we've been in the field of like I've been in the music scene for quite some time now, and Gallops is pretty. I don't know if you can swear, but I tend to swear
Yeah,
when
go
I
ahead.
get
It's fine.
passionate. Like he's pretty when he's passionate about something, he will like go through walls to make something happen. You know what I mean? So it's the persistence that we have and the consistency that we have with making something work that uh, keeps us really going, honestly, because I feel like those are really key factors that you need to do what we are doing and to make sure you show up, day in and day out. Nothing that we are trying to build is something that we're not familiar with, or something more importantly that we're not passionate about. Like I've always been passionate about mental health and music, because and they really do go hand in hand, because music really saved my life in a way when I was younger. It was really my backbone. It was something I would do to escape the real world that I was facing and struggling with. So I will never let go of that. And seeing us turning this brand into some, like, this is literally the whole Lost Boy brand is what me, myself, and Gallops really go through on a day-to-day basis. And seeing so many people resonate with that, and seeing people loving the fact that they can come into our Discord and just speak about anything and just show up, and regardless of the condition of whatever market we're in, or anything that's going on, it's been really amazing to see. Now obviously you see some people come and go, but the mission is still there, and the message is still there, and the vision is still there. Like none of that really um none of that is gone, so that's what we've always made sure that we will stay true to what we're doing, stay passionate about what we're doing and what we're bringing to the table. And and the community can see straight through that. Like, we are not really trying to we're not, if we wanted to do something else just for any other reason, we could have done it a long time ago. But a year later, almost a year later, we're still here, showing up every day, building on our promises, and just working on continuing to build the brand of Lostboy, like way farther than just being an NFT project. Whether it's related to um, music drops, pop-up events in the future, our merchandise, our live concerts maybe one day. That's really our main focus here at Lost Boy. I'm sorry if I'm rambling too much, but yeah,
If
I
you
get
feel
away
the
with it.
inspiration, go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah. That's.
I,
I mean, I tend to get like, when I start to speak, I begin to ramble, but it's really because it really comes out of pure passion and nothing else. So, um, yeah, if Galaxy, if you have anything you want to add, please go for it.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have said it any better. I mean, I just wanted to touch on the points of flexibility and passion. Had we not had had we not been passionate about what we're trying to build or do, then it's way easier to give up. And like you said, whether it's the market conditions or whatever, like, we're still here. We're gonna be here, because this is literally what we are passionate about. And it's more than just an NFT project. And it's it, I want it to be, or we want it to be, a lifestyle, like you said, and go beyond just NFTs and crypto and Web3, right? Yeah, it's a great space, right? But you have to venture into different avenues. And like you said, we're already, I mean, you are already way, you've been into music, you've been doing music, for 8 years. um uh, you're way ahead of so many people, when it comes to the music industry and experience. And um yeah, I mean, this is something we're just gonna keep building. And then when it comes to flexibility, like, from the get-go, we had integrated it's not just the PFP, right? We integrated music, reactive backgrounds. We're trying to dive deeper into, like, the different metaverses, which is why we're going 3D. And then hopefully soon everyone's gonna get their 3D models. Where we launched our first Genesis music collection, which comes with full tracks, 130 produced songs, in a matter of, what, 6 7 months. um and we're just gonna, like, flexibility is a big thing. And the fact that we are flexible means that we can just venture into different avenues, while staying true to our vision, which is still music and mental health. um so yeah, that's that's all I wanted to add. And I just wanted to say, yeah, Ron is a big big Lego guy. I honestly can't get it. I don't get it. I don't know why why he likes building Legos. It reminds me of IKEA, and I hate IKEA.
I agree. I wouldn't trust them, because if you're a Lego person, that means that I might step on one later, and that's not worth the risk.
Well, the thing is, I'm gonna get a little cheesy right here, but my girlfriend is super into building Legos, and we tried building one together. And when we did, she kind of hugged it, and like, I wasn't really able to help her much because she was so into it. And so from now on, what I do is, we get the Lego together, but she does most of it because she doesn't allow me to do to do much. And
You're
I
more like
just
a
claim,
supervisor.
yeah, I'm a supervisor.
Yeah,
I'm
he's a manager.
I'm the
You just turn the
organizer.
pages.
Yeah, I turn the pages. And I make sure everything's in order. And there's some people talking on our Discord for Trav. We actually do have the F1 Lego. I'll send you a picture right now. It's actually pretty cool. Um, But yeah, man, the Legos are super therapeutic. Honestly, they're great. So can't go wrong with building Legos. Something from scratch. Imagine building something from scratch and then seeing the end result. It's pretty impressive, honestly. But yeah, way off topic right now.
Here, I got you. I can bring it together. But before I do that, I don't. I got this. I did want to say one thing that you guys were mentioning about Gallups, about how he does a lot of research and checks out other things, and that's what makes him creative. Um, I heard that, and I immediately wanted to just say this, which was, you Gallups has great taste, and when you have great taste, that kind of breeds good creativity, right? Like he saw all the things that he's tried. So you are creative at the very least for having great taste, Gallops, and I definitely wanted to jump in on that and add to that. But also, when it comes to the right, exactly. So
Yeah.
and then the other stuff is you guys have done a lot. You guys have tried a lot of things, and one of my favorite things about you guys is that when it came to like the mental health focused projects that we researched, you guys are one of the oldest ones. You guys have it's safe to assume you guys are not leaving. You guys are still around. You're going to keep building, keep adding, keep trying things. If it don't work out, you'll keep trying different new things with Lostboy. And since you brought up Legos and how it can be therapeutic, I kind of want to ask, like, now that you guys have kind of gone through most of the phases of what it is to start and maintain a project, how has the creation of Lostboy been therapeutic to you guys?
um, can you repeat that question?
Like, how has Lostboy, the whole thing, been therapeutic to you guys?
Well, to me, from my end, is seeing how many people can relate to. Because when we first launched, we were and we still are super heavy on the message of raising awareness towards mental health. And when we launched and when we saw the amount of people that were able to relate and come together and I realized how many people like within our community, like I have so much in common with everyone within our community, and and just being able to go in there and see what they're talking about, and just the conversations that we have, honestly, to me on its own, that's therapeutic. Apart from the music that was being produced, like, to me, the reason we started with lo-fi music was because I was never able to release lo-fi music under my own artist project. So I would have all these songs in my laptop, but I was never able to do much with them. So that's how we decided, okay, let's release this music in another way, and that's when we decided to integrate the lo-fi music that was already released within the avatars, because that was something that I really wanted to put out there, and I really wanted to showcase, because that was what was helping me as a person. Like, lo-fi music is really something that made me feel better, made me calmer. It makes me focus. It makes me I don't know. It just relaxes me, which is why we also have the radio, the nonstop radio on our Discord. Because everything really that like I said from the beginning, like everything really that made me feel better, we're trying to portray it into the project. You know what I mean? Whether it's the music airdrops, like I genuinely enjoy making music. I genuinely enjoy creating these songs, and the fact that we were able to release these songs and airdrop them to our holders, that's another way for you know me to, like, I like the creative process and being able to share music with other people. It makes me feel good. Like when we released our token, I'll be so transparent on here. Like, it was stressful, sure, but I was so happy because people can finally get their hands on the music NFTs that we've been working on for so long. You know what I mean? Because I just wanted people to get that experience, because we worked really hard on the designs, on the making sure the music is up to par. Because, to be honest, like, creating 130 songs from scratch is not easy. It's not easy at all. um but it's something we love to do. It's something I can make music for days. I have a great production team that I work with behind the scenes, and they can make music for days too. It's something that we simply love to do, and that's why it's never been hard for me, and I'm sure for Gallops as well, to not show up. And even if there are days where we are still we are feeling shitty and we don't show up, this is what I like so much about our community, is that honestly, I genuinely think we have one of the most, genuine and nicest people in our community. Like we, they are so supportive. They are so supportive of what we do and everything that we've been delivering and everything that we've been. Uh, Regardless of we were so late on our token deployment, by the way, just because we just wanted to make sure that everything was right, everything was solid before we move forward, because we've seen so many projects face many issues when it comes to that. And they were so just so nice about everything when it came to that, and so accepting and so pleasing. And they're still, we I still, like, I'm pretty sure I know everyone that was there from the beginning. Like I know everyone that was, like, I'm familiar with all the names that have been there with us from the start. And it I feel like I have a second family within that community. You know what I mean? And that's, I don't see myself as being like, I genuinely love everyone that's like a part of our, that shows up to our Discord every day, really, and just chats and just like, you see, like, Travis in here, Meraki. I don't know how to pronounce the name, and like he's one of the most supportive people we have within our Discord, and he's like always there, nonstop, talking, saying, he says good night and good morning every freaking day, you know, and I love that. I genuinely do. And you see, here I am rambling again, but yeah, I mean, that's, I think I said my point.
Yeah, no, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think I'd be lying if I said it wasn't stressful, right? Especially because we are in the like crypto and NFT and Web3 space. It's always, or it's usually, I don't want to say it's always, but it's usually when. Um, and but that's something we don't experience at all. Like Rami said, like we have one of the most supportive and best communities out there. And I know every founder probably says the same thing, right, about their community. But I really believe it, and we're all friends, you know. And like Rami said, um, I know everyone as well. I interact with everyone on a daily basis. Not once did we ever think that we're better than anyone on the Discord. You know, we're literally equals. We we're friends. We share. You know, we show up when we can. And then when people, you know, don't show up and come in to apologize, it's like you know, you don't have to apologize. Like as long as you're doing good, and I always say that, you know, as long as you're doing good in life and everything is going okay, that's all that matters, you know. And if you have some time, swing by, say GM, and that's it, you know. Like I don't need people grinding Discord all day and whatnot, you know. And that's fine. It's less stressful on everyone, right? I mean, that's one of our goals. Not Our goal isn't to create FOMO and create stress and cause people more issues on top of all the issues that they do have, let's say, in life, right? Like some people have different responsibilities. You know, they work maybe two jobs, they have a family, you know, they're trying to keep up with the space. You know, they're doing all sorts of things, and the last thing we want to do is make it even harder on them. Which is always why, like, even when we launched our second collection, you know, it was like open claim, right? Like claim whenever. When everyone was creating like 4 to 8 hour windows. And it's, I'm not trying to like talk bad about any other projects, but I mean that's pretty much, you know, if we don't want to lie to each other, that's pretty much how the Web3 NFT crypto space works. It works on hype, which is kind of unfortunate. Uh, but
What? There's
besides that,
founders that are stressing out their community members? What?
yeah, 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 man. It's honestly mind blowing. You know, it really is. And but it's fine. You know, everyone. I mean, I'm not here to judge anyone. You do your thing, and we'll do our thing, and that's how we've always been. You know, I just look forward and work with what we have, and do whatever we can for our community, and we just go from there. So um, but yeah, I mean, if it's up to me, I think the most therapeutic part of it is actually the community, and just hearing, about someone, um, just hearing like a thank you, right? Or even when we do post lift ups, like if it resonated with someone, like, oh, that was helpful, or whatnot. Just these messages alone will take away all the stressful or bad moments or hard moments that we've had, if we've had some, and it'll just be like, it's like a reminder of why we do this, and I love that. And like when I hear about even other people in our community, like I know Connor isn't here, but he's been with us since, I don't know, maybe the start. I think September of 2021 or October. And this guy has helped so many people in Discord, and even I've received messages, like DMs, from people that he's helped, saying like like this guy saved my life or whatnot. um and and that's what makes it worth it. If That's literally what makes it worth it, and what makes me feel good at the end of the day, that we're definitely creating something special. And I love being a part of that.
Yeah, well, I think it shows just that you really do put the community first, just by being in the Discord and seeing how active everyone is and how welcoming everybody in the community is. And I know you're called Lostboy, but I also know you have a collection out called Lost Girl. So I'd love to hear the thought process behind that as well.
Yeah, for sure. So one misconception is that people think Lost Boy is mainly for boys or men or males, but it's not. It's the idea. It's like Lost Boy is the idea of a person, that's just lost in this world, and you don't have, it was never meant to be exclusive. It's actually more inclusive. It's for everyone. So um, that's one misconception I just want to make people understand. And I think we've made it. We definitely try to make it as clear as possible, but it can it can definitely be misleading for newcomers. So then that's when we were like, okay, we need to uh, make it a bit more inclusive, and we went for the Lost Girls, but they also have a different, like, mechanic moving forward. It's also for probably future drops and whatnot. But it was also a way to reward holders, and people who have been with us, and hopefully let people know that we are inclusive. It's not just male, female, or it's literally an idea, and that's what Lost Boy is. The idea, and not based on gender at all.
I gotta say, when I wrote the article about Lost Boys, like my favorite, actually before that, when we were just like researching projects, your like mission, like the loss, like the contradictions that we all are all the time, like we're happy but we're sad. We know we're focused, but then we're also confused and lost. And I thought that was like so poetic, but also so interesting and so like spot on, that I think that maybe that's probably why your community is so patient with you guys and so accepting of you guys, because maybe you guys are really transparent about how nobody has it figured out. We're all kind of figuring it out on along the way, and we're all kind of lost. And I love that. I love that whole mission. When I read that, I thought, man, this is so cool. Really, really interesting. I did want to ask you guys, because I've made my guesses about it, and I think a lot of people have done it. But I wanted to ask the founders, what does the red balloon mean to you guys?
Freedom.
Sure.
I mean,
so wait, I just want to touch up on what you said real quick about like the whole being like contradicting ourselves, and then you can go ahead. Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people don't read. I mean, don't want to read sometimes, and I get it. There's just so much to read out there. But when you do, you kind of realize that you realize what we're trying to portray, and like you said, like even I try to consider myself as a pretty not risky, or I don't take risks. I work on logic and whatnot, and I even found myself at one point lost, right? Because you try to, you say you're fine, but you're not, right? You say you figured it out, but have you really? And that's when you really like take a deep look right inside your mind and self, and you start asking these questions, so yeah, we definitely contradict ourselves. I mean, we say don't judge a book by its cover, but when the first time you see something, your mind automatically judges. But that's, I guess, how we're programmed as human beings, and that's fine, as long as you just don't act upon it, and then just like take a step back and but yeah, I mean, Ram, you wanna talk about the balloon or?
Yeah, but before that, I just want to say that the article that was written, I don't know if I ever said that to you, but it was so beautiful, man. And it honestly, like, thank you so much. That was so well written, and it really felt like you sort of, um, because I feel like I'm the type of person that I feel like nothing's ever enough, and I always look back and I feel like, oh man, like we need to do more, we need to do more. Like I'm very hard on myself, and I never take the time to um, look back and zoom out and realize, well, what we have achieved as a project and as a community. There isn't a lot of projects that have been especially during these times that are still around, and we've been here, it's been a year since we've launched almost. So it's amazing, to see. And when you wrote that article, and I was reading through it, and I was like, wow, like holy shit. Like we really have done so much, and I believe, we have made a change within, the if you want to say, we want to call it like NFT space, but we do have a bigger vision than that. But yeah, um and regarding the balloon, honestly, to me it symbolizes freedom, and like pretty much just letting go of everything, like your fears, your sorrows, and just um pretty much living in the present and letting go of the past, because of, when you let go of a balloon, it just flies away. And that's pretty much, what it represents really to myself. And I don't know if you know this, but we are building a meditation app, and it's also called Balloon. um and we thought the name, would be perfect for that sense, because it really does, uh uh I don't know, but like it really does. In my opinion, it's really symbolic of like freedom and independence, really. So yeah, that's what it means. That's what the balloon means to me.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing to add is would be to just like balloons make you happy, right? You think, I don't know, you just think of a balloon. I agree with everything Rami said as well, but you think of a balloon, and it just, at least it brings a smile to my face. So
Except if you're
um
watching the movie It or something.
yeah, yeah.
I was thinking that.
You see, I never
Got you.
watched that movie, and I don't think I ever will. I'm not a fan of
No,
like
I was
horror
waiting. I
movies
was
at all.
waiting for someone to say that. I was literally waiting for someone to say that.
I
Fun
did.
fact. I've actually was considering watching it tonight.
Oh, now you have to.
Yeah,
It's meant to be.
I'm going. I believe it or not, I've never seen it because I'm not really a big fan of horror movies. But lately, I've been watching some of them, and I've been wanting to watch it for quite some time now. And I think I'm going to do it. I think I'll probably do it tonight.
Tomorrow, Rami's going to be in the Discord saying, no more red balloons for a week.
Yeah, it'll be blue balloons next week.
I'll put a picture of a balloon popping instead. Oh man.
But
yeah, that's
yeah,
the
I know. Obviously, the balloon really stands out as a logo, but something else that really stood out for me, which I noticed within the Discord, was in the lift up section in the Discord. And Gallops every day does a daily post, and I see it as kind of like journaling, but involving the community. And it's just kind of
I agree.
sharing your own journey. And I think it helps you and helps others as well. I was just wondering if you do it to help yourself as well, like if it helps you helping your community.
It's Gallops and Perky Woo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
But fun fact about the lift ups. We've been doing the lift ups for I'd say almost has it been 227 days, and Jesus Christ, that's a long time. But yeah, like before, you can't see them all right now is because we got our Discord got hacked. But if it weren't for that, you would have been able to see them all. But yeah, it's Yusuf got well, Yusuf.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, it's, yeah. I mean, it's funny because I was telling Fonj as well when he wrote the article. I was like, man, that was amazing, and I really appreciate. I think recently I started appreciating writers more, because I realized how hard it is to write, and get your thoughts out there, and have people like understand what you're trying to portray as well. So I've really started appreciating that, and I've even wanted, to write myself. I've never been a writer. I think speech and English were my lowest grades in college, and so I'm more of a math person, and but lately it's been, I've been getting this urge to start to write, and I think it goes back to what you said, Mant. I think it does help me as well. I do. I'll never share anything that I don't really believe in. I think that's what I want to say. So I'll never just find the first post or content on Instagram or TikTok, or like whether it's Twitter or whatnot, just to post it. I'll genuinely post something that I feel like, okay, this really, helped me right today, and I hope it can help others, and that's why I try to add my
Yeah,
own thoughts to
it's
it.
not every day. It's like it's kind of sometimes every day, sometimes every other day. I've noticed that.
Yeah. So I try, so I tried to do it every day. That's when Perky volunteered to try to start helping. But I can't, unfortunately. Like, we are really busy, and sometimes I just don't have the time to post something or even scroll through social media. And then sometimes I just don't find anything that I feel like is really resonates with me to share. So yeah, but we try though. We try, and hopefully it helps. It helps people, just like it helps myself.
Yeah, it was just kind of a follow up question, really, because with what we do with the spaces, I find it helps me a lot helping other people. I just wondered if it was the same for you. Like, I find it harder to help myself, but than help other people, so to speak. But I find that helping other people does it helps me mentally as well.
It really does. It really does, man. Because uh, I feel the same way. I feel like it gives you a sense of uh, it just makes you, I guess, happy. Um, just knowing that you were able to help someone, and so yeah, it really does feel this way. Um, and Yeah, I mean, just like you said, your space is. Uh, I feel like, excuse me. So sorry. Yeah, so it's really the same way. That's literally how I feel. It makes me feel better knowing that I can I was able to affect someone's day, and turn it better, hopefully. And it's always easier to give advice than to to take it. No, but it's it's easy, right? I mean, it's easy to give advice, but it's usually hard. It's hard to go ahead and do it. But that's something I really try to work on, and I try to be as I guess as clear as possible, because um, people can give advice, right? I can give it all day, but then I can just do nothing. So I really try to act on it, I myself, and I really try to understand, where others are coming from as well, and see their points of view. Like, it's not easy. I know we all, because you see a recurring theme, right? You see a recurring theme of like taking things one day at a time, small steps, um, you know, uh, being grateful. There's always a recurring theme. Um, but it is true though, because doing these things, has led people to where they currently are. And we kind of see the end product, and that's what I try to keep reminding myself as well. Like, yeah, some days are hard, some days are easy, some days are shitty, unfortunately. But still, and when you look at the big picture, you will see these changes being made, and then you'll see hopefully a net positive in your life.
Agreed. And I like that you were willing to like be forgiving of yourself. I mean, you've already done so many 220 something entries. I think that's impressive, and now you've got help. But also, you don't have to do it. And then, on shameless plug, but Lostboy now has additional mental health content through the Mental Health Collective. Shameless plug. I couldn't avoid it.
Of course,
No,
of
yeah,
course.
of course,
Please
and
preach
we,
it, preach it.
yeah, please do, because like I said, when we first started, what you guys doing is pretty special, and we want to make sure everyone knows, what you're providing, and your platform and yourselves can reach more people, because I'm sure they'll be really grateful for it, and they'll love being a part of it.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, guys. But we're probably gonna wrap up like in 10 minutes. Just wanted to give you a heads up on that so you guys are aware. But also, I there was a few things I wanted to say. Oh, I loved a few quick points that I have. My Lost Boy has a Kobe jersey, so shout out to you guys for having that trait there, because I'm a huge Kobe fan. And also, I think it's hilarious that the duck feet is based off Rami. I'll never look at the duck feet in the same way, so thank you for that. But I wanted to ask you guys actually something, because it relates to us in a way, right? Like, I've never met Ments in person, but we like really like each other and trust each other, and we work really well together in a lot of ways, kind of like how Gallops and Rami work together. But you guys were childhood friends, or so it seemed. So I wanted to ask you about like how that came about. Like, you guys seem to have known each other for a while, and how that went, and do you think that's an advantage, or can that be a disadvantage at times? Like, I wanted to ask you guys about that.
I can answer that. I've known Gallup since we were like in grade two, I'd say. Yeah, grade two probably, and we like he said, we share the same values. We know what we want out of life, and we have the same goals when it comes to life in general, and the type of people we want to become when we growing up. And uh, we are I honestly, like, I'll be fully transparent. Gallups keeps me disciplined. Um, I do have, I won't lie. I do believe I am a disciplined person, but Gallups is definitely a more consistent person, and when he wants to achieve something, he'll do whatever it takes to achieve it. Like, and I've seen that with Lost Boy. I've seen it with what we're trying to build at Lost Boy. Like, he will make sure to show up every single day and bust his ass off. And his values, man, his values, like, they speak for themselves, and that's why it was so easy for me. Like, he always puts the community first, no matter what. Um, he's always thinking for the community. I've learned a lot from him along the way as we've been working together. Like, we've never worked together prior to this. Um, And the fact, I wouldn't have it any other way. I would really not want to work with anyone else other than Gallups, just because of how much I'm learning from him and how much he, you know, it's just it's inspiring to me to see how quick he learns, and how consistent he is really with everything that we decide to build on. And do we argue sometimes? Not really. We really don't. But do we have different opinions about certain things? Maybe, yeah, we probably do. He's more of a conservative person than I am. I think that's safe. It's safe to say, but we do need that balance. We need that balance when it comes to decisions, when it comes to the project, and I think we work pretty great together. Like, I think he handles all the technical stuff, I handle all the creative stuff, and it's been working really well for us. Honestly, like uh, I wouldn't have it. I really wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, I think it sounds very much like me and Funge, but we argue all the time. But we just we like to look happy in public.
I don't think, yeah, me and Galabs don't really argue. We really don't. We're a happy couple. But we we don't really, argue. I think we don't really argue about much because we really do have the same vision when it comes to what we're trying to do. I'm more of a heads-on guy. Like, I try to, like, I'm super impatient. I learned patience from Gallups. How to take things one day at a time and be consistent. I just want to, like when we finished our vinyl records and our cassettes. I just wanted to show them all off before we even launched our token. I just wanted to, like, look at what we built. Yeah, I'm trying to learn to just, take a step back, relax. And I think I'm teaching him how to take it easier on himself. He's so hard on himself, so he needs to learn to, take a chill pill and 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 acknowledge what he's done so far.
I
That
just picture Gallops yelling at Rami, being like, "Go play with the balloon app, Rami."
Yeah, I wouldn't want to work with anyone else. Like Rami said, we've been friends since forever, and we never really argued. We've went our separate ways in life, right? There was a time where I didn't see him for like 5 years or whatnot, but we always talked, we always kept up with each other, we always supported each other in what we're doing. And that stayed with us, till now. We still, support each other, and I mean, like, he definitely taught me um how to relax, and like, at least definitely other skills when it came to, uh,
Gallups, just
doing.
admit it. Just admit it. I haven't taught you shit. Just be
La, la,
honest.
because you've been independent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I was an employee. And
yeah.
there's a difference, between like working for a company and working for yourself. There's a big difference, and it's not easy. And you say you're not disciplined, but working for yourself needs a ton of discipline. So you should also be proud of what you've done, and that's something I learned from you. I learned from watching you and working with you. It's different. You have no one telling you what to do. You don't clock in and clock out. It's 24/7. But you still need to know how to pace yourself. So that's one big thing, I've learned from you. And if I didn't, I'll probably be definitely be burnt out by now, because I don't know how to pace myself.
See,
um
this is how we feed. This is how we feed our egos, guys. I
Oh
just wanna
man.
I just wanna mention a funny story. From time to time, like, me and Gabs really just talk about work. We really don't talk about anything else. So from time to time, sometimes Gabs messages me and he goes like, "Bro, like, I know all we talk about is work, but like, how are things, blah blah. I was like, I tell him, like, man, you don't even have to, like, we don't have to go through this, we really don't. Like, we really do share the we stuff like that don't really come between us, and we really, like, work has been our life. Lostboy really has been our life for the past year, and that's normal. We're fine with that. I'm fine with that personally, and I tell him, like, it's fine. We can catch up some other time. We can talk about other things some other time. It's fine if that's all we're talking about right now. Maybe this is our way of me, and this is how me and Gallup's bond, really, through Lost Boy.
It sounds just like me and Fun, to be honest. He's there to like reel me in as well, because I'm there. I've been up for like 20 hours, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to think of content we can use in 6 months," and he's like, "Just chill out, man." But
content we can use 10 years from now.
yeah, I've got the roadmap set for the next like 10 decades, but I'm just feeding him snippets at a time. But
and meanwhile, I'm like, "Men's, don't forget that we have a podcast with Lostboy in 5 minutes." He's like, forgetting that.
Sorry, I'm in year 2025.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But I know lo-fi is your go-to music, and I'm a massive lo-fi lover, because we've even got a lo-fi bot in the Discord. But if you ever make a lo-fi Discord Lost Boy thing, I'll get it in the Discord. But what music would you like to like expand on, or like experiment with in terms of production? And like a question for you both as well, like what kind of music do you unwind to apart from lo-fi?
My recent, I would say, obsession has been house music and like electronic music. It's something I produce. It's like all the songs we airdrop, were like mostly like 90% of them have been like electronic music and house music. But when we did airdrop them, a lot of people, of course, the majority loved the songs. But I did notice a couple of people say, like, that they would also love to have some sort of instrumentals that they can sing over, and that kind of brought some that was like critical feedback that I can use in the future, because I would love to implement like, let's say, hip hop instrumentals or whatever that could be targeted towards artists that can be hopefully newcomers into our project, and they can find ways to utilize these NFTs into their own use. Um, so I'd love to, like, we are working on a generative collection right now, and fun fact, we have enough music for the generative collection. Like, we have literally three different genres for the generative music collection, because we couldn't really decide on what we want to showcase first. Um, but I think the first thing we're gonna go with is hip hop music, because when it comes to a generative collection and what we have planned for it in the future, uh, I think you working around hip hop instrumentals would be the best way moving forward, because it will give a creator much more to work with. And excuse me, whether it's utilizing them for content, whether it's utilizing them for themselves as creators, whether it's only listening to them. We have a lot of, like, quote unquote utility planned for planned for the collection, and it's gonna be awesome to see it unfold. And so yeah, long story short, I think we're gonna go with hip hop instrumentals for now. And yeah, I'm not gonna give any spoilers. Maybe we'll leave that for another day.
Yeah, I don't. You guys were just talking about how great you guys were, and you guys never argue or fight. let's not change that all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Don't drop the
did
alpha.
did you notice how I got so excited and I was so close to, like, releasing spoilers and stuff, and then you see this is where Gallups comes in on the other side and goes like, "Rami, shut the fuck up,"
I can just imagine you like hovering over the enter button on a Discord post, and he just like walks in with a stick, like, nope.
Starts whacking him.
The funny thing is, we were living together here in the UAE. Gallups recently left to visit his parents and his family. But if that were the case, if we were still together, yeah, he would have probably done that.
I love to hear these things. I think one of our favorite things about these spaces that we hold for these founders is, in a way, it kind of just like opens up a space for you guys to kind of just share who you are, like kind of like the personalities behind the founders and everything. And you guys are a great team. I think you guys complement each other really well. I think that
Thank you.
Lostboy is a good example of that. You guys are awesome. We're honored that you guys partnered with us, and we are excited for you guys. I'm gonna wrap it up
Thank you,
here.
man.
So yeah, of course. So if you guys have, I know that you guys have a few things coming. You guys have,
We do.
you guys just dropped the coin Lost that cannot be exchanged in exchanges. It's just for your ecosystem, which I think is great. You guys have that. You guys have the music, more music coming out, and just the community just keeps growing. Like I could tell that Rami and Gallops are hungry to provide for the community, whether it's through partnering with us to provide more mental health stuff for the community, but just other things too. You guys aren't done. You guys are still building. I'm excited. So where can people find you guys if they were interested in Lostboy?
In Lostboy or in ourselves?
Whichever. What do you want to plug?
Well, if you want to find me anywhere, you can find me at Offrami, OFFRAMI. Everything related to Lostboy is, you can find our new website, lostboy.io. We have all our new features coming up on our new fledged website. You can find us on Twitter at LostBoyNFT and on Instagram at LostBoyRecs, RECS, which is short for records. And I just want to add one thing. First of all, thank you. Before Gallup says anything, thank you guys so much for hosting us. Honestly, I genuinely really like you guys, and we the last time we chatted, I know we talked about having some drinks together when we meet up, and hopefully, we'll make that happen soon. And I just want to remind some people that our 1 year anniversary is coming soon, and we have something planned that is really, really, really amazing for that. And if they're listening, just make sure to be ready for that. That's all I want to say. And I love you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna add much. Just we talked a lot before, and just thank you for hosting us, for doing this. Thank you for all we do, and I'm really glad that we got our partnership going, and that we actually got to meet you guys. Because you're awesome, and I'm all for meeting awesome people. So thank you again, and thank you to everyone that came through to listen. And thank you for everyone that's still here supporting.
Thanks for being here, guys. We'll be in touch. Mens, do you have anything?
Yeah, just great space, and great to get to know the two behind Lostboy. It's great to know just like the passions behind it, how mental health music has helped with your mental health, and just how passionate you both are about just creating such an amazing community. And I think you should be really proud and just setting really good examples for anybody else in the space that if you keep that consistency and that passion, you can achieve anything. So keep going.
Thank you guys. Honestly, thank you so much.
Thanks to everyone who checked in and was listening or is listening later. Check Lostboy out. Check Mental Health Collective out. Everyone enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.